Dewormer time.
So you just saw there, we did give her some wormer. Now there's a lot to this topic because Icelandic sheep are very susceptible to the barber pole worm, which we do have on our property, and it is a consideration for us. Now, we do kind of a double approach to this. We do worm the ewes in the spring after they have their young to kind of be preventative. But
basically, when they have their young, they then are hormones go wild and they produce a lot of.
It activates the worms.
Yeah.
Passes them on to the offspring, etc. But after that, so when we do the worming, that is giving the lambs some of that wormer as well. So hypothetically, it's decreasing their worm load at that point in time. But after that initial worming, we don't usually do more preventative. We tend to monitor and then administer it as we need it. So we do have some lines. We have one line that we know is less
Resilient, less
tolerance
yeah.
to the worms. So we watch that line a little bit more closely. We have another line that is like
never
the opposite.
has an issue. Touch wood.
So we still monitor it the same, but we usually.
But no matter what, across the board, everybody gets worm before moving to the new pasture. That just prevents the worms that they're dropping now from contaminating the next pasture, which has had nothing on it since last fall.
Trying to break the cycle a little bit. It's not foolproof, but and of course, pasture rotation is also part of the key.
So one of the joys to farming, homesteading, and raising livestock is checking for worms and looking at poop, inspecting poop, right, Alex?
The first time she said that, I was like, that is disgusting.
We spot check. We're going to kind of go through this today because we have spotted a few issues. So I'm going to show you what we're talking about here. If I get my handy dandy stick, this is kind of gross, but if we just push that poop around, you can see worms. We believe that the culprit was Annie. We've wormed her once, and we'll show you why we did that here in a second when we get down there. This is something that if you have livestock, you need to be aware of and make sure you're checking, because especially with sheep, especially with, well, we notice it with Icelandic sheep, but I'm sure it's any sheep, they hide it until you're in the worst situation. Like if you're starting to see signs in your sheep, not just in their poop, but I'm talking about condition of your sheep. Once they get to that point that they're showing you signs that they have it, you may be too late. So we try and battle this with pasture rotation. As you know from our videos, we are not there yet. We only have 4 pastures really for the sheep. So as you've just seen, we definitely have some worms that we've noticed in our sheep manure. And we're going to take you down to just take a look at looking at the eyelids to see what color they are, to also help indicate on your worm loads. But one thing that we do try and do here is worm as minimally as possible. One thing that helps to limit that is your pasture rotation and things like that. Now we kind of are operating on if it's not a serious case, we've left it, and we're treating anybody who seems to be having issues. Now, what we're seeing in the manure is most likely a tapeworm. Now, a tapeworm is not as serious of a situation as the barber pole, because often most sheep do have tapeworms. But we're still going to take a wormer down for Annie, our little orphan Annie, because we're going to show you her eyelids are very, very pale. I've actually already wormed her once, but we're coming back for a second worming. Realistically, we're probably going to have to worm her a few times. Oh, there's Alex holding up our wormer behind. We've got a little dose left for Annie. We are treating Annie for the worms because we're pretty sure she may have the barber pole. Now, the one thing that we probably slipped up on was the fact that Annie did not continue to get feed or milk from her mom after we had wormed her, so she hasn't had exposure to the wormer like the other younger lambs would have. So We're going to go and treat Annie right away, and we'll show you her eyelid situation. All right, so here we're talking about with Annie. If I pull it down, see how white her eyelids are?
I don't think it's very comfortable for her.
No, but I'm just demonstrating. This is something you want to look at. That is a sign. She's going to go to the camera. That is a sign that she has the Barber Pole Worm. So we are worming her today for the second time. And I will go through. Are you still filming?
Mm-hmm.
I will go through the process on that. There she goes. But condition-wise, she's still pretty good. She's a little skinny. So at this point, yes, this is a paste wormer. I'd like to eventually get to using organic wormers, but until we have the pasture rotation, I don't feel that it's worth the risk. We're going to treat Annie with
stuff that we know works.
We know works for the barber pole. This is Safeguard. It's a fembenzol, vet recommended for treating the barber pole worm. One of the things to know when the barber pole worm gets bad is they will get what's called bottle jaw. And since we've moved here, we actually haven't had that situation. We've really kind of tackled it well. But at our old place, we did have a few that got that bad. And then it takes some pretty serious treating really fast, because once they get to that state, you know it's bad. But that often is the only sign, besides checking the eyes or well, for the tapeworm, that sort of thing, you've got the poop test. This was just kind of a little quick video to show you some of the things to look for, and just show you that, you know, it does happen. It's not unusual, and if you have sheep, you will go through this, especially this time of year. One thing we would always recommend to people is buy your Safeguard, buy your fembenzol. That's what it is. It's a fembenzol wormer. But buy that Safeguard before you need it, because this time of year you cannot find it in stores here, because everybody needs it and it is always sold out. So we always make sure we have a good stash come spring, and the nice thing is it usually holds over till the following year, which we then use it right after lambing to get everybody out onto the fresh pasture. But that's our little look at situations here on the farm today. It's nothing major, nothing big. Everybody is in amazing condition. I mean, we've never had lambs the size that we've got this year, and the mums are all massive and healthy. So we're not overly concerned. We are just stressing the point that you need to be watching and be aware that it is a situation, and just keep monitoring, because if you see somebody's body condition dropping, you need to worm. That would be how we operate. We are not claiming to be veterinarians. We are not experts. This is just what we have done with our flock for the last 7 years. Happy sheep. They won't be on here for long before they go to the back. This is just kind of an intermediary step to get the lambs used to coming into the barn and going back out of the barn.